Welcome to Good Morning Akron, everyone. I'm your host, Sarah, and today I get to talk with Patty Rhodes. Patty, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I am good, and she is the co-director of the Super Critical Learning Foundation and also Super Critical Flow. I had to really think about that. It's a little bit of a long name, but I love it. Can you tell us where that name actually came from?
Yeah, super critical flow is a science term, and I would have to send out to my other friends who really kind of started that term. But yeah, super critical learning foundation. It's something about when a rock hits the water and the ripple effect. It's a really
cool.
Beautiful way of thinking about it. So.
And then you're taking that into music, which I really love.
So and arts education in general.
Yeah, so Super Critical Flow is actually the business end of things. And you guys do all kinds of music lessons
for
we're doing
trombone, piano, bass, guitar, ukulele, drums, and I'd love to get a vocal student. So
how fun is that? I love that. So where are you located at?
We're in Coventry, right behind the Hannah Plaza. We've been there since March of 2023. And Super Critical Learning Foundation was codified in September of this year. So we're really baby brand new.
Yes. And we'll get to that a little bit more. I want to talk a little bit more about your business. So how many teachers do you have right now?
Oh man, we oscillate between 4 and 6.
Okay.
So and we're all volunteers. So
oh my goodness.
The lessons are, you pay for the lessons, but that just helps to turn on the lights and do all that and helps us to keep going.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
We all have 9 to 5s, regular jobs, but we teach the lessons in the evenings, and then the nonprofit is being, set up through all that.
Yeah,
we're learning with the business as it goes. So
tell me a little bit about you and how you got passionate about music.
Thanks.
And let's back up and talk a little bit about your story.
Thanks so much. I was raised in Canton. And I went to Jackson School for the Arts, JSA. It's you have to audition for it, and it's an excellent program.
That's fun.
Definitely will be bringing part of that into my nonprofit here. And then I went to school at the New School University, which is all about critical learning and civic engagement. And so I got my degree in religious studies, it turned out, but it was all about civic engagement and getting into the community and just like doing some good and listening to the community. Like, what is the community asking of you? Yeah, right. So we definitely feel like in Akron, there's a huge music scene. Nick and I, my fiancé, we moved out to San Francisco. There was no music. There was no live music. And so we came back home and during the pandemic decided that we wanted to start up this studio. And so now we have the studio. Yeah.
That's actually super interesting. So when you moved to San Francisco, there wasn't a lot of live music out there?
None.
You would think with like Berklee College of Music out there and like a lot of other really interesting areas in
Oakland.
San Francisco.
Oakland may have had a little bit more. We were down in Pacifica, which is a small little beach town. And, they'd have the often to bar hosts and that was fine, but it was a lot of EDM, which is great. Like we are doing that also. But anyway, we started as an instrument-based music program. So, yeah.
All right. So I love that because we actually do have a lot of music here in Akron. I know I'm super involved in Kenmore, and Kenmore is called Music Row. And they have tons of music going on in Kenmore all the time. And I know you guys are right next door over in
it's
Coventry,
so true. We're
right?
like 5 minutes away from you. Yeah.
And so there is a need for kids learning music. And music is so powerful. And I'm assuming that's why you wanted to kind of take this into your nonprofit as well and be able to provide music for kids who can't afford it.
Absolutely.
Because it is like a very powerful way to express emotion, have something positive to do with your time and your energy. So let's go ahead and shift a little bit towards the nonprofit. We know it's in its baby stages, but what are you guys hoping to do as a nonprofit?
Wow. Well, my hope is to really make it a collaborative learning experience. There's an idea to have the lessons portion, like one-on-one, turn into a then open jam session once a week and have these kids then come in together where you're not have the pressure of it's a formal lesson, but we're learning from each other. And hey, I do music, and hey, I'm working on this song, and hey, I have a cool bass riff that I've been working on, and they come together. And then we also have the idea of Jamie Labuda, my great friend from art school, doing visual arts and having painting techniques class, and she does digital art also, so she could help with the graphics and the logos of students wanting to actually create their own music. I'd love this to go through college, through the college age.
Wow.
We had the misfortune when we were, starting our lives of not understanding what it means to be an artist entrepreneur. There's so much that goes into that, your logo, building your brand, and and that takes a lot of money and a lot of time and perseverance.
Absolutely.
So we'd love to
even helping kids to be able to do that.
Exactly, sharing our experiences and being mentors to these kids. We're in our 30s now, we haven't quite made it yet, but hopefully we can share and be a part of that process.
No, I love that. So actually, and we've talked about it on this show, my husband alongside a couple other people run a hip hop program out of First Glance, but it does very similar things in that they are, wanting to share creating beats and creating music, and what does that look like coming together as a community for kids that normally wouldn't be able to sign up for class and whatnot. So I love that you guys are kind of like, they have this one little thing that they're doing, and I know there's other organizations doing that around here, but you guys are taking that kind of idea and broadening it for our community, because not everyone's going to be into making beats and doing hip hop.
Sure.
But I feel like everyone can be into music of some kind. I mean, maybe 2% aren't, but I'm a musician. I, have done a lot of music in my time, and I know that, how beautiful that can be for people. So, I heard some of those things that you want to do. What is do you have a timeline? When are you hoping to launch this? Do you have any of that stuff set up?
Springtime programs. Okay. I think at the end of January, we should be able to get our Saturday morning jam session together.
I love that.
We do have several students enrolled at the moment. So we, like I said, we're oscillating between different students and different teachers. But we're rotating new students. But all of my students are coming back after the holidays. So once I get those enrolled students back together and I can send out that information to the parents, say, hey, you're already enrolled with us. Come on Saturday morning and have some fun with us. 9 to noon is the idea.
Absolutely.
So end of January, beginning of February to roll that program out, and then gather some data, see how kids are doing with that. And then
just one thing at a time. I like that. Start one thing.
Oh, that's so not me.
Get that going. That's not me either. I'm like, let's do all of it. So start that one thing, see how that goes, and move from there. If someone is watching this right now and they either are looking for a place to take music lessons, or if they're interested in your nonprofit and just want to hear more, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, we're working on our social medias and our website for SCLF, Supercritical Learning Foundation, but you can always find us on supercriticalflow.com.
Perfect.
Just, for the beginning parts of our lessons and that music studio, recording studio. If you have a band that you've always just wanted to, record that demo, go to supercriticalflow.com, and we have what is it? It's supercriticalflow77@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. And we're on Facebook and Instagram as Supercritical Flow.
Perfect. And I didn't even know that you were also available to do recording. So that's another great tool for our community. So music lessons, recording, new nonprofit. You have a lot on your plate, but it's wonderful things. And I'm glad that you're here in our Akron community providing music for kids.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. It's
absolutely.
Really good to be with you.
So if, as we wrap up here, if someone is watching and they just need a little inspiration to maybe start doing some music, what kind of inspiration can you give them?
Don't be set back at the very beginning. If you try something and it fails, keep trying. There's beauty in all of the mistakes. And,
absolutely.
And all the things that didn't
Absolutely.
work.
And starting an instrument is hard. So, if you love
at
it, push past it. If you don't love it, try a new instrument, right?
We've got 70-year-old students. We really do.
I love that. I used to coach figure skating as well. And when I would get the adults, it was my favorite because they were there because they loved being there. And I'm sure it's the same way for these musicians. It's like, I want to be here. I'm doing this because I love it. So that's fun. All right. Thank you so much, Patty.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching today. We had a great time here on Good Morning Akron. Make sure you stay tuned because we've got more great stuff coming up next.